Hi, I'm Bob Vila. Welcome home again to the Ion neighborhood, where our low-country style house is almost complete. This is our next to last visit. We'll be installing reclaimed pine floors. Riley will be adding the handrail and balusters to the staircase. In the kitchen, we'll look at all the cooking appliances and we'll tour the completed upstairs bedrooms and baths, filled with beautiful antique and reproduction furnishings. Stick around, it's good to have you home again. Well, here we are in what you would normally call the back hall. I also like to think of it as the spine and the division between the apartment, the in-law apartment, and the workings of the house. On my left here is the laundry closet with this terrific Whirlpool washer-dryer side by side and plenty of shelving and storage space. And then in the hall itself, you proceed towards the kitchen and family room with obviously noting that the woodwork is all in place, the cornice moldings are done already, the paint job is accomplished. Nice job, general contractor Kevin.
Thanks, Bob.
It looks great. And the floor, of course, is really key. The floor is beautiful. Now, this is all not recycled, but reclaimed yellow pine, right?
That's correct. It's all from resawn from beams and timbers.
Right. So this is stuff that started as structural members in factory buildings and mill buildings a century ago and is now being recycled into flooring. And it's, you know, apt to last another century because this is the stuff that was virgin timber.
This is gorgeous stuff. It's all vertical grain and supplied to us by Raymond Sifley out of Orangeburg, South Carolina.
Right. And Bob Riley got together with the installers about 2 weeks ago to put in the border in the living room. Let's watch.
Hi, well, I'm with Grady Garris here, and company, who's doing the hardwood flooring in here. How you doing, Grady?
Fine, how you doing?
Pretty good. Listen, I came in here, and the first thing I noticed is that the floor is going, I would expect the floor to go this way here, but it's going this way. What, can you tell us why that is?
Well, the floor joists are running this way, so you have to run the floor itself
perpendicular
to the floor joists.
Okay, great, great. The other thing I noticed is you've got this, this great pattern here in the corner, and the basket weave, which is in all the corners, but once you come out of that basket weave, you've got a situation where it's really crucial that you have a 90-degree angle here because everything you're cutting is square. How do you go about making sure you got 90 degrees there?
What I do is I pull a 6 feet from this wall,
okay,
and 8 feet from that wall.
The old 6, 8,
and
10.
then the old 6, 8, and 10.
Right, I've used it many times myself.
And then if I hit 10, then I know I've got a 90 degree in this corner.
Okay, so let's see. How are we doing?
10 feet.
10 feet, okay. So now we've got 90 degree here, and once we get to the other end of the floor, how do we assure ourselves we're going to be coming 90 degrees over here?
Okay. What I do is I pull a measurement from this string to here.
Okay.
And then I do the same thing on the other side.
Yeah.
And then when I hit the same measurement, then I put my nail and pull me another string.
Okay, so that way you know you're nice and parallel.
And then I'm parallel with this string and have another 90 in this corner here.
Perfect, okay. And now we're ready for this first perimeter board here?
This is the perimeter board here.
That goes like that.
Now before we nail that, we got to make sure that we are straight down here with this one.
Okay. Yes, all these corners are critical because you've got that same pattern going everywhere.
Same pattern in every corner. Okay. You ready? Yeah.
And so what's the purpose of the string then?
The purpose of the string is to make sure that the board stays straight, so we'll still hold our 90 degrees at the corner. Because you pull the string to get your board straight.
Because none of these boards are going to be really perfectly straight as hard as you tried.
They're never straight.
Okay. That's a good idea. Putting biscuits on those butt ends, because that's going to hold them down once this stuff.
That'll hold them down.
Sure will. leave this tongue on here so that when we nail this last piece on with the nail gun, this edge here remains nice and crisp. Now that it's in place, we'll take it off with a chisel so that the rest of the field can come right in and meet it nicely.
That's right.
It's a great job, Grady. Thanks a lot.
Thank you much.
Can I help you here?
Yeah,
Okay.
Coming up, the kitchen is finished, and we'll look at all the cooking appliances. Stick around. The dark mahogany finish on all these kitchen cabinets contrasts really nicely with the finish, the natural finish on the pine floors. And we've got 3 coats of polyurethane, a satin finished polyurethane, right, Kevin?
That's correct.
Now, can I give you a hand over here?
Please do.
This is a warming oven, right?
Yes, it is. Warming drawer.
It's heavy. Solid stainless steel. I'll push. Do you have to pull the cord?
Yes.
Or is it going to fit all the way in?
Yeah, I gotta stick my head under there.
There you go. So this is made by KitchenAid, and not too many people specify an appliance like this, and yet when you're putting together a dinner party or when you just have weekend activity going on, it's nice to have, this is electric, right?
That's correct.
An electric warming oven that you can keep stuff warm in until the dinner party gets underway. Takes 4 of those.
2 screws.
And even in a kitchen that's not enormous like this one, it fits in nicely right under the cooktop. Now you've got what, 6 burners here?
6 burners, 15,000 BTUs each.
Wow, cast iron, that's good. What's this round thing on top?
This is a simmer plate. Acts as a buffer between the burner and the pots.
That's a very good idea. You don't have to worry about burning plastic handles on a pot or really scorching the pot if you're using something on that big a flame. And of course on the left we've got a pair of ovens. And again, I like the contrast of the stainless steel appliance with the mahogany finish on these cabinets, which are actually cherry wood. But when you contrast stainless with a rich tone of wood like that, it's very elegant. And these designs are almost retro to the early microwaves of 20 years ago, don't you think?
They're very handsome.
Yeah, it all works very well with the granite that was chosen, etc. Now here is the latest from Kohler, right?
This is our Pro Cook Center.
The Pro Cook Center, which is a sink that'll help you make pasta. And it's got an electric heating element in it so that you can just fill up the pasta pot right there. And of course the pot itself has a strainer. And it's got 2 other pots you can steam. With that one you can steam your veggies and you can make a sauce on the top and chop everything right there. Boy, this is really a neat innovation, isn't it?
It is, because one of the things is just it drains itself, so you never have to pull the colander out and worry about scorching somebody.
So it also, yeah, you don't have to worry about accidents, and it also cuts down on maintenance of what you have to wash. That's pretty impressive. All chromed and heavy duty. Very nice. For more information on choosing appliances for your kitchen remodel, go to bobvila.com. Our staircase looks antique, but it's very much 21st century. Originally, in old staircases, the newel posts held everything together. Here, the newel posts are just helping the railings to stay in place. Riley was here last week, helping the fellows put it all together. Let's watch.
Before we get started with the handrail, we have some prep work to do. First, we have to remove the temporary handrail used during construction. Next, we add the trim moldings along the walls. Then we remove the protective tread covers from the stairs. Now we're ready to get going. We've already got these balusters and railing in place, but what they really needed to do first was to get this newel post set, which is critical. And what you want to be careful of doing is making sure that when it's in, this nosing does not come proud of the newel post, and it's centered so that the opposing nosing also lands in the same spot, which is, puts us where Dale is going to get our last newel post for us right now. Now, the way the fellows from Port City Staircase have assured that we're going to be centered where we want to be is they've lined up the newel posts so dead center is on the line of plaster right here. And they've done the same thing on the opposing wall. Then we're ready, actually we're ready right now. We can go ahead and cut our nosing, which they've laid out ahead of time for us, all these dowels. They started from a center line and went left and right. Okay, now this should fit right in there. And you can see now that with this newel post in the correct spot, you get a nice square fit on both ends, and the nosing is not proud of the newel post. That can go right into place. Okay, and now Dale can finish this up by putting the apron underneath it with the moldings. Now that last piece he's putting on is just a 3/4 inch scotia. Before Dale sets the balusters, he puts a little glue in the dowel holes. The balusters are all doweled on the bottom end. Now he's just setting the balusters. All you really need is the glue on the bottom to hold them. You can see on the profile of this cap, there's an area here that's going to receive the top of those balusters. Now I'll just drive a screw through the newel post to catch it. That's good and snug. Now we just glue a plug in the newel post and tap it in. First, Dale checks to make sure each baluster is plumb and then nails it. The last pieces to go in are these fillet pieces, and they'll just go in between each baluster at the top. Okay, well now we're ready to put on this rake rail, which is going down the stairs, and really the trickiest part of this is getting this angle cut on them. How do you get that cut, Jeff?
Well, we calculate the angle by the rise and run of the stair bob.
Well, that sounds simple enough. Okay, now we just attach it the same way we did previous ones with a 3-inch screw. That's good. Top. Now we need one on the bottom. Okay, we've got the balusters up top have all been doweled in and secured now, but the ones on the bottom coming down the stairs, you've cut the dowels off.
That's correct.
Why is that?
Well, we had to do that. These are all cut to match the specific rise and run of the stair.
Okay, but aren't you worried about them spinning around?
Not really. On a square top application, you can see that the rail's plowed, so once they fit into the
Right.
plow, this square top holds them pretty securely in place.
So that's going to be good and secure. Okay, and the way they've laid them out is you can see the face of the baluster here lines up with the face of the skirt board all the way down, and then the other one just centers on all of those. Why is he hand nailing the bottoms?
Well, we hand nail the bottoms and then set that nail because you really don't get a good enough bite with an air nailer.
Okay, so now we just add filler pieces between these balusters to finish it up. Well, that's a lot of stair rail to get done in a half a day, and it looks terrific. Thanks a lot, Jeff.
Thank you.
Okay.
Next, the upstairs is complete, and we'll look at all the great furnishings and fixtures. Furniture for our low country house has been arriving almost daily for the last couple of weeks. We've received a combination of new and antique pieces, and now it's all been unpacked, arranged, and accessorized. Let's take a look at the finished upstairs bedrooms. We're on the second floor landing. Our friend Carolyn Griffith, interior designer, has accessorized and furnished all the rooms up here, including the landing. But let's start off in this bedroom, which we visited a couple of weeks ago when the gold was being applied to the walls. And here she's put in a suite of bedroom furniture from Thomasville, which I believe the line is called Martinique, and it has that real substantial look of 19th century furniture. I'm told it's inspired by the Louis Philippe designs. But the dark woods really work nicely with this gold. They help to control it. And then, of course, the bed itself is what they call a sleigh bed with this nice kind of curved finish to it. Very, very handsome. Then she's put in lots of flowery pastels and good colors that contrast with the gold. In the master bath in here, we've got an interesting kind of addition, as it were, because it's very spare in there, but she's got the same kind of dainty towels and then a heavy object like that silver box from India. And what I like about this room is the tile floor. It's a ceramic tile, but it has the look of old French limestone pavers. And then throughout the room, all the windows are treated with these great shutters from our friends here at Withers Industries. And these are all operable, and they really make a statement because it's such a southern thing, I think, to have these beautiful shutters. The hall shows a nice collection of kind of assembled pieces that might have been inherited in a house. An old chest of drawers, a beautiful Audubon print of woodpeckers, a new glass bowl, gorgeous antique, I don't know if they're Georgian or Chippendale, but they look like they could be Southern or Irish. I got to find out, but they're just beautiful chairs, paired with a contemporary reproduction, again from Thomasville. In this bedroom, we actually have a story that's like it's a little den, it's a little home office. Both of the small bedrooms up here have been furnished as if they were going to be used for office space. And again, you've got an interesting focal point. This piece of furniture that's a semicircle, a planter's desk, also kind of the shape of a hunt table. But it looks like an antique. It's not. These are all reproductions. I love the chairs, which I think are out of the Hemingway collection. Well, down the hall, there's another bedroom. Again, we'll look at that in a second, and a full bathroom here, which is done in a gray marble tile floor with the gray fixtures from Kohler and this terrific one-piece acrylic shower, which comes with all these shiny brass fittings. And what I like about this one is the back wall has this contoured shape so that you can just kind of lie back in there and have a hot shower. Then opposite it, we've got a double lavatory vanity, and again, we got gray paired with a nice granite, shiny brass, and then we got the mahogany in the cabinet. It all is very elegant, and it's very reminiscent of 19th century kind of designs. And let's look in here. And this room is set up almost like a little hideout where you go relax, take a nap on the chaise longue, read a book or whatever, hide. And she's chosen lots of items, accessories and furniture and fabrics and everything that make you feel like you're in a garden room. The pattern, the leaves, even the accessory tables like this one, it's kind of like a magazine rack. It's a reproduction of bamboo furniture, but it really works nicely in this room. And then this is kind of really neat, because if you do want to work here, this is a stand-up desk. It's a reproduction also from Thomasville, but when you open this up, you've got a wonderful place to write, pay bills, or even just read comfortably, especially if you got a bad back. Anyway, that's the upstairs. We're running out of time. Come home again next week when we're going to be showing you the downstairs. And Carolyn will be here to explain all the different feelings that she's tried to evoke in these rooms. We'll have a visit from Andres Duaney, the architect responsible for this whole concept of different kernels in the house. And we'll take you to a little workshop here in Charleston where they make beautiful copper lanterns. Till then, I'm Bob Vila. It's good to have you home again. For lots of information and resources for your home improvement project, check out my website at bobvila.com.